Guys, it's your girl Starr Kraziness, and I'm coming to you with another review of Little Women LA. I wasn't gonna do this particular Little Women LA because I was like so far behind, but since one of my subscribers, hey girl, she wanted me to go ahead and do it, I said I'll do it because I did ask on my last video, did anybody want me to do the Little Women LA episodes for the episodes I missed, which was season 5 episode 7 as well as for season 2 episode 7 for Little Women ATL. So I'm definitely gonna do all my Little Women's, okay, and we're gonna be caught up and try not to get backlogged anymore. So these oh, excuse me. So these videos go out to all my subscribers who love me doing Little Women LA and Little Women ATL, but especially goes out to Tabitha Hillary. Hey girl. Yes, I'm doing it for y'all. I hope y'all enjoy the commentary because yes, I'm gonna go in on some of these characters once again, okay? But let's go ahead and get into it. So like I said, this is Little Women season 5 episode 7. Yeah. Wow. Oh, okay. My own little world, okay. I'm sorry about the lightning in the back. I'm working on Movies Maker. I ain't got the high fancy quality like most YouTubers do, but I'm working on it. Alright. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get into it. But it was called Wild West Showdown. There we go. Just couldn't get it out. But so we got Tanya and we got Kerwin. They basically doing some exercise on the bikes, get the legs warming up, and he'll go grandpa. I would have not thought to see him on the bike, but Tanya got him on the bike, y'all. So they pedaling and stuff. It was just so funny seeing him on it because I'm so used to him having that cane saying, hold on baby, I'm coming, I got it, I got this, okay. But it was funny. So she was like, I decided I wanted to do a welcome back party, basically having all her friends and the people he know about come over and celebrate him being back in her life, basically. And she was like, who you gonna invite to the party? And she was like, I'm inviting everybody. And he was like, what about Tara? And she was like, I don't know if I'm gonna invite her, because we're not on good terms right now. And ever since she been downing my athletic gear line, I don't think I want to have her around because she pregnant. I don't want to upset her, which will upset the baby, which I just don't want to deal with all that. So I don't know if I'm going to invite her or not. And he was like, well, that needs to get resolved, okay, because y'all done been friends for too long. Tara says it's been 16 years. So yes, a friendship like that, okay, that's like family. So yeah, that needs to definitely get squashed and worked on, okay. So then we got Christy, Todd. They're in the park for some couple time because really they've been basically dealing with Christy family. Her dad is sick. I think her mom is, no, not the mama, Autumn. She's going through her little things because she had surgery or whatever. So, and then some with the ovaries, we all know about that. If it bursts, she can't be able to have children. So a lot of stuff been going on in that household. So then he brings up how he wants to get in touch with his birth parents because I didn't even know Todd was adopted. But yeah, he wants to get in touch with his birth parents because he see, time waits for no one. People can get sick. They here today, gone tomorrow type thing. He was like, with your dad, he going through all these health problems. And I think, I just want to be able to see my real parents and stuff like that. And she was like, cool. And then he going to say, well, can you talk to my dad for me? You mean can we talk to your dad? Like, you don't act like a little big baby now, but yeah, we can do that, I want you to be able to know who your real biological parents are, so you can see what's running your family because you really never know what type of health issues that you might have or come up with. So they'll be good for both families. So then we get to Jazz and Tara. They're doing a double date type thing. They're picking vegetables in the vineyard. So what is it? They're talking and stuff, and then Tara says, what type of dwarfism you want your child to be? And Jasmine was like, I want them to be average size. And of course, Tara's like, what? Really? And then we go into this whole thing where Jasmine, she's saying that she's been bullied with the whole hair loss thing because she has that type of dwarfism where she loses a lot of hair, so she has to wear wigs and stuff and like that. And she just don't want her child to go through that, especially if it's a girl, because she knows the ins and outs what it's to be a little person as well as losing the hair. So she don't want her daughter to entail that at all. And who does, And so they later go on, and she tells Tara what Tanya said about how Tanya was really upset about how you came at her. She felt like you was really doing more of attacking her about her clothing line and downing her versus trying to give her constructive criticism. And she's like, hold up, would you even wear her line? And Jasmine, she gonna play like a little safe card. You know what? I don't wear that stuff anyway. I wouldn't. That's not my taste. In other words, I'm like, you trying to slide on that? Like, hell, you ain't gonna wear it. So she was like, nobody will wear it. That's nobody's taste. Going back and forth and stuff. And she was like, well, I'm gonna need for y'all to talk because it's just getting too much for me as well. I'm pregnant and I just can't do all this. So then she was like, well, are you going to Curran's party? And Tara's like, what party? She's like, oh, guessing you didn't know about that. No, Jasmine, you always just spilling the beans on something. You always spilling the beans. And she was like, oh, okay, well, I didn't get invited, so I guess I'm not going, but it is what it is. So then we get to Matt and Brianna. They're setting up the nursery. Brianna's been going through some pains and aches and stuff with this whole baby, and she was just telling us how it's very, very different from when she had Ava. She was saying it was smooth sailing almost, but with this baby boy, it's a lot. She don't even know. She's saying her fluid was high, and by that being, she might actually go into pre-labor, so she might have the baby before time. And then like I said, she was telling us some more about her pregnancy complications, and they can all know like the girl. Okay, so Matt was like, so who do you want me to tell when you do go into labor? She was like, well, everybody can know. You can sit through a group text, but I know for sure I do not want Miss Christie to know. Better that I don't even want her around my child. Okay, so that's a definitely X. Hell no, exit stage left on her. Okay, so then we get to what's his name, Todd and Christy. They end up video chatting with Todd's dad, and Todd just basically say, look, Dad, with all that's been going on with Christy, Dad, and life is too short, I want to find my birth parents. And of course his dad was like, okay, that's okay. And Christy was like, you're not upset? And he was like, no, why would I be? You want to know where you came from. It's cool, but you always know what home is. Okay. And he hopes it works out okay. But he'll always be there for his Todd. Just like you should. Big dog. Okay, so then we go to Tara and Tanya. So Tara feels like since she can't get in touch with Tanya, or I meant to say Tanya's daughter. Since she can't get in touch with Tanya, she's reaching out to Tanya's daughter to see what the real deal is. So she goes, they sit down like outside and they just talking. She just telling her what's been going on her side, and have her mama told her about what's been going on between them. And she was just like, well, that you downed her athletic gear line. Yes, I think she's kind of rushing the fact. She really not thinking about the situation. But, that's my mom, so let her do what she gotta do. But, yeah, I really can't really say too much on that. But, you're the type of friend that's gonna tell her like your IS is. And, hell, you need somebody like that in your life. You don't need one of them friends that be like, girl, that look good. And talk behind your back like, did you see that shit? Did you see that, girl? Yeah, not that kind of friend. You need real, true, ride or die friends. And for 16 years, that's a long time to be dealing with somebody. Hell, married people can't even make it that long nowadays. So, friend, that is beautiful. Okay. So then she was like, well, I heard that Tanya is having a party for your dad. One, why was I not invited? And two, y'all saw how I put that in. Okay, but anyways, yeah, so her daughter was like, look, you invited. On behalf of me, you gonna get invited, okay? So then Tara was like, so how's it with you, your mom and your dad, y'all all living on one roof, big happy family? Tanya's daughter was like, no, I'm actually uncomfortable at the situation, and I really think that my mom is settling, like, on my dad's part, because he's always been there. I think on his behalf, the relationship is genuine. He moved and all that. But on her part, I just really think she's settling. I really can't too much say on that. I just really don't think it's real right now. I'm like, oh, okay, tell us how you really feel. But Tara, why did you even have to go there? It was just strictly supposed to be about you and Tanya's relationship. But hey, I'm guessing. So we're just gonna get off that. So then we got Tanya and her daughter. They go to work out or whatever. So they get to talking about having a welcome party. That Tanya's throwing a welcome party for her daughter's dad. And of course, I'm like, didn't you already talk to your daughter about this? Because in the scene before, she kind of already knew about the party. Or did she? I was confused about that. But yeah, so she was like, did you invite Tara? And she was like, no, we're not on speaking terms right about now. And she was like, well, okay. And she tells her why, because she's been downing her clothing line, and she's just not feeling Tara. But if you feel so strongly about it, you invite Tara. She's like, I kind of already did, Mom. What? How did this even happen? Well, me and Tara had to sit down. What? Hold up. You had a what? And talked about what? Well, you and your situation with her and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, here we go again. Tara and Jasmine, to me, y'all just cannot stay out of trouble. Like, I love both of y'all. Y'all both are, unique in your own way. But y'all two just can't stop jumping the fence. Okay, on some things. I'm like, you need to work on the situation that's at hand. Okay? So, of course, Tanya, that didn't rub her the right way. So, she was just ready to go. She was like, okay, fine, whatever. I'm ready to go. Let's go. Because I can't take this no more. Nope, don't think so. And she just think her daughter needs to stay out of it, which I think is best, too. So then we go to Brianna and Tara. They go baby shopping. And basically they're talking about how Penny hasn't started walking. Then Brianna tells us, well, she kind of knows what Penny is going through because she didn't start walking till she was 5 years old. 5 years old. I'm like, wow. And they call that, what they call it, failure to thrive. And I'm like, wow. Woo. And they went, and she went into some more detail about her issue with that, and she was saying Penny might have that, but you shouldn't worry about a thing. Everything's gonna be okay. So then Brianna brought the fact how are you and Tanya doing? Have y'all talked since the henna thing? And of course, Tara was in her feelings. She told her, you know, no, we haven't talked since then. Well, we have talked, but it hasn't been on good terms. We've been kind of like, eh. And then I found out that she's having a party for Curran, and I wasn't invited. So I had to go to her daughter. And her daughter actually invited me. And Brianna was like, wait a minute, are you going to even tell Tanya that you got invited by your daughter? And she was like, well, I tried to call, tried to text, no response, but I'm still gonna go because this is worth fighting for. Once again, 16 years of friendship, you're damn right we need to come to some type of conclusion on this issue. Okay, so we go from there. Then we got Curran's welcome back party. So it starts off, I'm surprised Brianna even came to the party, because remember, Tanya had said she's not a good fit to have an average-size child because of the family dynamic she's already in with Matt, and it might, you know, all that stuff. So I'm surprised she came, but hey, she cool. She down like 2 flat tires. Okay, so then we get to everybody starts showing up. Grandpa coming with his cane, and we all know that it's Curran. That's why my nickname for him. I was like, come on, Grandpa, come on. So Christy shows up, and Brianna's face just went from a to oh, what the heck she doing here? So Christy, in her lovely fashion, tries to go over there and hug Brianna. Brianna did this. Hey, okay. So I was like, and you really thought you was gonna get a hug? Stop it. Stop it right now. So then we got Elena, Preston, Joe, and what's his name? What's her name? Tara. They coming, and Joe is looking like the dude from Friday. Where it was Mike Epps. I think it was Friday After Next, I want to say, if I'm not sure. But it was one with Mike Epps, and he was like, what's up? It said, he was like, no more locked doors. Gracias. That character. He looked just like, I was like, where are you going? Like, that Joe, I tell you. But it's funny because Tanya, she came over there like kind of running towards Elena, like, long time no see. And she just act like Joe and Tara was just not there, like they was invisible. So her daughter came and rushed to like Tara and Joe, you know, to embrace them and be like, it's okay, mama just in her little tantrum right about now, but it's all good. And so of course Tara didn't like that. So the girls, I think it was Elena, Tara, and Jasmine, they'll go over to that little spot, and they was just talking. And I think it was Elena who asked, you know, how are you doing? You good? And was that Jasmine? It was one of them two. But Tara's like, you know, I'm good overall, but you know, when I came in, Tanya didn't even want to show you girls some love. You know, she just shaded on mine, you know, dabbed on them. Okay, but she was just telling them all what's been going on. And of course, Elena had her 2 cents about the situation. And it was funny because while they was talking, Tanya was looking over there, and then she'll come back. I was like, oh my gosh, y'all need to stop. So we kind of basically break off into our little groups, and we had what's it, Brianna and Matt. They go off, and I forgot why they went off. But all of a sudden, a man come in his suit, and he gonna be like, I'm serving you papers. And they trying to figure out from who, and he's Julie's attorney. I'm like, what? Really? Okay, that's how we doing it at gatherings, just bringing up attorneys and stuff. And they're trying to figure out, how did Julie know I was here? You know, how did she even know that? And of course, everybody put the pieces to the puzzle. It was Christy, because that's Christy's new publicist. So it was just crazy about that part. Here go Tara, Miss Nosy, she coming over there. What's going on? Are you okay? And I just tell her what the business is. So she go back. Of course, Joe asked her what's going on over there, and she was like, well, don't feel comfortable with telling y'all, so I'm just gonna let Brianna tell y'all, because I don't want to get back in that whole situation where I'm spreading her business like aka Christy over there and just not giving a damn. Alright, so then we got some scenes where they're having fun on the mechanical bull. Actually, the girls didn't get up on there except for Tanya. The boys did. That was kind of a funny scene, and they was like telling Tanya to ride the bull like she ride Preston, and she was, I mean not Preston, oh Lord, my bad, like she ride Kerwin, and she was like no, see this bull, he's trying to, you know, buck me off, but Curran, he want me to stay on, ride that road. I was like, okay, too much information, but whatever. So then we get to another scene where they're teaching how to do the lasso thing, you know, where you swing like that and throw the rope on somebody type thing, and pull them in. And so it was Tara and Tanya, they was doing a little exercise thing. So Tanya was like, no, Tara was like, can we talk? And so they went over there, their little session of talk, and basically they was expressing how they felt, how Tara really made Tanya feel like crap. And then what really just rubbed Tanya the wrong way with Tara is that when Tara said, when I close my eyes, I don't see Tanya doing fitness. I just can't see that. And she was like, well, I don't. We were just doing this, and you were high breath talking about you was tired. I was like, really? Now that's what she talking about. You just couldn't keep that to yourself. But then somehow we got Elena, or Elena was just trying to see what was going on as well, but also be like the calm person in the middle just in case something pop off, I guess. So she came over there and she was just telling Tanya, you know, I'm kind of on Elena's side, because remember when I had my I think it was a little average size person clothing line she was trying to do. I don't know, remind me of what she was trying to do in the comment section below. But she was having her clothing line, and Tanya was very opinionated about her clothing line or whatever. And she was like, I supported that basically. And I'm like, oh gosh, so we taking it all the way back to seasons, like really? So they going tit for tat, and then of course they brought the whole Christy, why is Christy here? I've been your friend for 16 years. Why are you bringing here? She's full of crap, and you're telling her our business. And then Tanya was like, well, you telling and open up your mouth to my daughter and blah blah blah. I was like, oh my gosh. So it just got too much out of hand to where Tanya was like, well, what's her name, Elena was like, so I guess we're just really wasting time here because nothing's really gonna get resolved. And Tanya was like, yeah, so everybody, party's over, time to go, shut it down. Alright. So I was like, can't we all just get along? But I'm gonna need for people to stop dipping and dabbing in other people's business. If you got a situation with that person, handle it with that person. Don't be going back and forth, because Tara, you've been doing that a lot this season. You know, I guess because, I don't know, maybe it's the hormones, I don't know. But anyway, that was my review on Little Women LA Season 5, Episode 7. The Wild West Showdown. So, yeah. I will see you on the next review. Peace.